Warning: this podcast may contain explicit content. Parental approval advised. Welcome to Speed Limit Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Daily Deviate, our number one newspaper. Please visit their website at dailydeviate.com. Also, shout out to our pirate radio. You can visit their website at deviateradio.com. And also shout out to my buddy who makes hot sauce. Please visit his website at samsahouse.com, samsahouse.com. So our guest today, he is a Dwarf Priest, level 33, from Doomhouse Guild, and also he is a level 60 Warlock, also in Doomhouse Guild. Please welcome Faustinius, and also known as Commissar.
It says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish. You give him
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you, man?
Wonderful. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Shit. Late night. All good?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had something come up. I feel bad for postponing this about an hour.
No problem. I think I've done, I think this is the latest one I've done. I've done 11 before. It's 11 in my time.
Sure.
So it's not too bad. I do prefer. Well, I shouldn't say, because I did early morning podcast and I enjoyed that too, because I could drink coffee and I love coffee.
Right.
And
what?
Oh, sorry, I cut out. What was that?
Oh no, I said coffee is kind of like a natural coffee stimulator, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think it's more of the flavor for me. Maybe a little. Well, I shouldn't say, because the caffeine itself, it's pretty addicting. That's probably just like in the back of my mind. It's not affecting me, but it is. The
Sure.
addiction part.
What kind of coffee do you like?
I do like every type, from dark roast to medium to light.
Mm.
I used to only drink dark roast, but this coffee coffee place that I go to never had too much selection, so I ended up getting like medium roast, and I get used to it.
Sure.
And they're just mostly used for latte, those espressos.
Right.
Espresso shots, but they can grind them up into more coarse, so that you can brew them in your coffee, and that's delicious. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm no coffee aficionado, but it's my understanding that they use a different bean for espresso shots than they do for just your run-of-the-mill coffee. Like I said, I'm no expert in the subject.
It's not about the bean, really. That's probably has a little bit of effect in it. It's more of like the way that they roast it, and
That makes sense.
the way that they would the way that they would roast coffee beans. They would like add flavors to it, and the finer that you grind it, the frothier it gets when you put it under the espresso machine. So you want that really, really fine grounded coffee to put in under espresso. If you wanted just like a regular brew.
That's fascinating. Are we recording right now, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, no. So the hot place to come for the big tips on coffee making is the Speed Limit podcast, everybody.
For sure. Yeah, I've been a huge... I don't call myself like coffee connoisseur, but I've been huge, like a coffee drinker. So I know a little bit about it. I know that's for a fact that you want a course.
Sure.
If you wanted just to brew it in the coffee. I don't know if that has anything to do with, you know, I don't really know like behind the science behind it, like how it works. But I was told that, I'm just kind of
That makes sense to me.
repeating what they told me.
One thing I was told that was, it's counterintuitive, is apparently lighter roasts have more caffeine in them, and I didn't know that.
I see. You know what I learned like a month ago? I learned about cold brewing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how that works?
I don't know how it works. I'd love to know. Please
So
tell me.
okay. Hot brewing, you just buy a regular coffee maker, and you press the button, and it should brew the way it should, right? And apparently, doing that and brewing the hot coffee, it releases a lot of acidity that that it might not be okay with your system, but to some people it's tolerable. But
Sure.
at the same time, it releases more acid that you get more acid reflux and crap like that if you're susceptible to that. But if you cold brew it, cold brewing is like a 12-hour process. You have to grind the coffee. I don't think it matters if it's coarse or I don't think it should matter.
Right.
But you put it in cold water and put it in the fridge, and you just blend it in the water, and that's how easy it is. Just mix it up and blend it in the water, put it in the fridge, wait 12 hours, and apparently the cold brew it doesn't release as much acidity to it, and the crap that you get from you drinking hot coffee, and get acid reflux and crap like that. And also, it produces more caffeine for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to try it, because I have a stomach that it does have a hard time with acidity, and I do get acid reflux. And so that sounds like a winner for me.
Yeah, and I recently got this cup, especially to make cold brew. It has like a little, like it almost looks like a French press, a coffee French press that has like a filter on it underneath. So you put the ground coffee under, and then you put the water in it, and then you just use the filter via French press when you're ready to pour it into a cup.
Sounds cool to me. Sign me up. I'm definitely going to try cold brew coffee after this.
Yeah, it's really good. Plus, you can tell the difference of the flavor. It's more flavorful. Of course, being summer soon, you enjoy more drinking cold drinks on summertime.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Sort of moving the topic a little bit, and I'm sorry for that, but
No, it's alright. No problem.
do you listen to talk radio at all, or what got you interested in doing podcasts with especially with guests? Yes.
Going back to it, I wanted to do. I think it has something to do with a few of the people that I know that was doing podcasts, and I was always like I was like, I want to do that. I want to engage myself into conversations. I want to try to get out of my comfort zone and
Sure.
just try things. And also on top of that, I'm usually like a quiet person in real life, but I like to talk. I like to talk and explain things and ask, and I'm always of a curious cat.
Right.
And but when it comes to a larger group of people, I always get nervous. The speeches or even like ask like any random question around big groups. And
of course.
And I wanted to see if doing something on a podcast platform would kind of augment my ability to overcome that part of my life.
Well, you
And
have props from me. I'm
hmm
sorry, I interrupted.
that's all right. That's all right, man. What are you gonna say?
Oh no, you have props from me for seeing something that was a little fearful, a little anxiety producing, and you said, "Hey, I'm going to take an opportunity to challenge myself, and not only challenge yourself, but make something productive out of it, and and something that many people on the server enjoy. Your little podcast here,
Hmm.
so that's quite commendable." And
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had known when you started recording because I
Hmm.
wanted to. I listened to Art Bell, or used to listen to Art Bell and George Norrie, Coast to Coast AM. And I
Hmm.
wanted to be, this is Commissar calling in from west of the Rockies, first time caller, long time listener.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. But yeah, when I was trying to kind of gather all my thoughts about this kind of stuff, just I didn't even think about I wanted to do like any type of that. I was just like thinking in mind, what if I did this, and then Classic came out, and at the same time I wanted to do some sort of content, maybe even like a podcast or maybe a YouTube, something like that. That was just like I wanted to start something, just a side project, And I was thinking, and I I thought about this, like it's just like a click in my mind that I was at work one day. I was just like, what if I interviewed players in my server, and that's when it started. I just like, oh shit, okay. That day I created a website right away. Took me like maybe a couple of days, and then um, you know, scouted my first guest to interview, and and that's how it started. And after that, after maybe like a week or two, I started noticing a little like confidence with myself to kind of engage in conversation into more a group based thing. I think I still get a little bit nervous, but I think that if I'm prepared, I won't. The part of the being nervous part is just like the way that I would say sometimes that won't make any sense, because English is my second language, and most of the time I try to translate the next word that comes
Mhm.
out before I could even speak it. So thinking about that was just like, um, it's it's like a huge pressure for me.
Oh, of course. No,
Uh,
anyone will tell you when they're speaking not in their native tongue, it's just far more difficult to hold casual conversation. My father taught ESL in addition to his regular job,
mhm.
and he would, tell me things along those lines. If I may ask, what is your mother tongue?
Tagalog. It's a Filipino language.
Oh, okay, Filipino.
Hmm.
Are you West Coast? Because there's a lot of Filipinos out here on the West Coast.
I was um actually my uncle petitioned us to come to California, and we moved to Iowa like 3 months
Okay.
after. Yep.
Yeah, I made a lot of Filipino friends in high school, and and actually even in my adult life, because there's so many out here in California. Because I used to live close to military bases, and a
Okay.
lot of them would get in through military service.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to school there, San Diego, Mira
Oh,
Mesa.
no kidding.
Yeah.
I used to live down in the San Diego area. I used to live a bit north of San Diego. Were you in San Diego proper, or were you in like one of the cities?
It's more like a kind of. I think we only live 30 minutes away from the city, so like
Okay.
we're in a Mira Mesa area. I don't know
Oh,
if
I know
you're
exactly
familiar.
where that is. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like in between Oceanside and San Diego and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember driving through the um the like close to the sea, and I can see
Hmm.
like fucking ships. Like they're so huge.
Yeah. Yeah,
First
those
time
big.
seeing, yeah, first time seeing those, I'm like, fuck. I feel like I was in a movie or something.
They're gigantic, aren't they? Like you don't
Yeah,
really understand how big those naval ships are until you see them up
yeah.
front, up
The
close.
the weird thing was, it's almost like an illusion when you look at them from far away, because
Right.
they're almost like hovering. It's like so unbelievable.
You're right. It's absolutely crazy. Then you see one up close, and you're like, "Holy cow! How on earth is that thing like on the water?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Well, like I said, I'm proud of you for taking these proactive steps and starting your own podcast. And I was thinking to myself as I was listening through some of your older programs, in preparation for this. Oh wow, his English has improved considerably from podcast to podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yep. Lethan kill. What the? Hold on. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Lethan kill. Who is? Hold on.
No
I
problem.
I gotta log out. Otherwise, I'm gonna get whispered all over the place. And just talk. I've been kind of wanted to concentrate on my talking points too before.
Sure.
Before because I started off playing and talking to people, and I noticed that it's more productive for me to kind of pause my game and talk. As I mean, unless I'm farming or something like that, and I'm just like back away. But it's kind of late. I'm drinking beers, my second beer, and I'm lightweight. So.
Oh, I'm a lightweight too. I hear you.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, you're the. Sorry, go on.
So, where was I at? Did I explain to you how I started? Did you get the full detail?
Yeah, I think I got the picture, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I hope you don't mind. I was going to ask, you're the guild leader of Purge, is that right?
No, far from guild. I'm not even an officer, and I don't want to be an officer.
I thought someone told me you were the guild leader of Purge. I must have misheard.
Oh, that's funny. Oh shit, Eternity.
Well, I mean, that goes to
you
show.
Hearing this, Eternity? If he's listening, he's the guild leader.
I mean, I'm Alliance, right? So I don't know the word.
Yeah, I understand. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
We have this joke about in our guild that his name is Eternity. He's a Tauren warrior.
Sure.
Shout out to Eternity. Yeah, he's a tank warrior, and he's a guild leader.
Oh, okay.
We always had this joke that since he like people always make fun of him because like he is just this guy that doesn't care about shit, like when it comes to our I mean, he cares about like the members and shit like that. If something's amiss, something's going on, he would talk to people, but if something is just so dumb that something comes up, people are arguing about it, he just say like shut the fuck up or whatever, people would stop. But that's that there's always a joke that he's not the actual leader of our Purge, so I've kind of laughed at that.
Guild leaders kind of have to do that, because if you get stressed out over every little thing, the guild doesn't function. Especially if you get involved in every single little petty dispute. Guild leading's not fun. It's stressful, and hats off to anyone who's doing it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I tell them. Even if you're Eternity, not doing much about things, you still stress about that kind of shit.
Be sure to next time you talk, Bacteria's in Purge, right?
Bacteria's in Purge, yep.
Yeah, be sure to call him a fucking scallywag for me next time you see him fucking roustabout.
Why? What's up?
Oh, so no, I'm not like angry with him or anything.
Okay, that's fine, man. Yeah.
We knew each other sort of. We used to post on the same forums online, so we knew each other from it, and so I thought like, oh man, we have this kinship here, and it's like, no, there's no kinship there. I was totally fucking wrong. So But I'm just playing around. Like I think he's probably a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he likes to I don't know what it is, but I think he likes the all the toxic talk and crap like that.
Oh yeah, no, he's attracted to it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of the nature of a Discord admin anyway, that you
Mhm.
kind of have to be interested in that sort of thing and be attracted to that sort of a community, right?
Yeah, I think that's part of why I don't want anything to do with being an officer or being um in charge of shit.
Yeah,
First of all, that I don't want a lot of work. I just want to be as relaxed as possible when I play this game. I don't want the
right,
stress. I don't want to be question. I don't want to be the person who get whispers and would tell them what to do and would give them answer as much as I could answer
right.
them. We have luckily we had a few people for that in our guild. It's amazing, they do a great job for that kind of shit,
Right.
and kind of got lucky on that. And so I don't, I just want to play the game. I don't want to. I mean, part
Yeah.
of that playing is the game too. If you're an officer, I guess, but that hasn't been like really, attracted me like to me. It hasn't been like
Yeah.
really. It doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah.
This.
hmm
Yep.
Though being an officer is a lot of holding people's hands and making sure everyone's feelings are okay. Is everyone feeling good about this? It's not a particularly appealing job, and I don't envy that job for people either.
Yeah, but the positive side that comes with that though is you get loot, priority.
Yeah.
Officers, I understand, freaking understandable, man. Just if a person that works on looting the loot and works on explaining the fights, works on you know building your guild bank and farming and distributing and all that kind of shit. I probably haven't mentioned most of the stuff that they do.
Sure.
And you got a person who just plays this game and joins the guild and just kill shit. And I mean granted, they farm on their own to get their own crap, but doesn't really distribute much into the guild. If you got that person or two type of person and one person in the officers that had something that they want from a loot or something like that that dropped, even if the person who needs it more it's not an officer, more likely it's gonna go to an officer if they want it really bad.
Sure, and it depends on the officer and also the individual, because sometimes there's individuals that do contribute a lot and they're not an officer, and sometimes there's officers that kind of raid log. It depends on the guild, and
isn't that one? Wouldn't that be the perfect officer to have? But there's probably only a handful of those. You'd be lucky enough to have either one aspect of that each. But if you don't have both of those aspect, if you have neither of those aspect, then I don't know, man. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy the amount of people that have to be managed in classic guilds, and I think a lot of people that run these guilds are looking forward to these smaller raid rosters, less people, less issues that are going to happen in the Burning Crusade.
Yeah, exactly. Less people. I mean, there's gonna be. Right now, we're looking at. I think we have 50 people that wanting to go to Nax alone. You split that up, 25 and 25. And you split that up into 10 men, it's 5 group of people.
Yeah.
So, and not even counting the people who's gonna play, not even counting the people who are even gonna just stay in classic era, not gonna clone, not gonna level in TBC, because some people out there don't really care about TBC. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see, right?
Yeah. So, right now you are not in Divi Delight.
I have a few lower level characters on Deviant Delight that I'm leveling, but my mains I actually transferred off. Oh gosh, I want to say it's almost like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe even 6 months at this point.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I know.
It's a long time, man.
I know it is, and I actually really enjoyed my time on Deviant Delight, but oh my god, I had to leave, and I could tell you all about it if you want. It's a little bit histrionic and theatrical,
Yeah. Let's let's start from. Okay, let me tell them about your character that you who you are known at in Alliance.
So yeah, and I can kind of start from the beginning. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna burp. I don't want to burp into your mic.
It's all right. I can edit out.
So I rolled a character, a gnome warlock named Commissar, and I originally rolled on Thalnos of all places. And then I had a guild, although I wasn't guild leader. It actually was a little guild called Doomhouse, and we all agreed to transfer over to Netherwind because Thalnos had queue times of 4 or 5 hours. Right, this was like at launch. So we transferred over to Netherwind. And Netherwind was fine. It was a nice little server until they opened up free transfers to Netherwind because it was like a slower pop server.
Okay.
And the people that came over were the absolute sweatiest of sweatiest players. And they brought along with them like the most toxic behavior, like purging buffs. And, we had none of that on Netherwind until they came, So I decided I wanted out away from it. And at that time, actually, my guild Doomhouse was gigantic. We regularly had over 100 people online at peak time. It was just this gigantic swarm guild. But I decided to get away from it. So I come over to Deviant Delight because I heard Next Tour Guide was coming, and I heard that Rewind was coming. Now, Rewind used to be called Eternal Phoenix. I hope no one's mad that I'm spilling that. I also knew that Ad and Buds was coming over, and they became Witness Protection, right? So I heard Deviant Delight was like a really good server, real friendly server. Plus, I always played on RP PvP servers on retail. So it was like, oh, this is coming home, So I come over, and this is like phase 2, beginning of phase 2, I think. Maybe a little bit later. No. It was when BWL came out. So that was phase 3, was it? Do you know?
I don't remember. Phase 1, phase 2. Phase 2 must have been BWL.
Was it? Okay.
I think BWL ZG, right?
Yeah. Well, phase 2 I thought was when they
released World
the
PvP.
System.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Phase 3 is the BW and ZG. Okay.
Yeah, I think around that time anyway. It's when I came over. What I did not expect, though, was for a bunch of Rebel Alliance to come over. And Rebel Alliance was a guild that was even bigger than Doomhouse. Like, actually, like twice as big. Like, they had active... They had 4 raid teams, maybe even 5 raid teams, But it wasn't the whole guild that came over. It was just half of a raid team. And they came over and founded Firewater Syndicate. And there were definitely people in Rebel Alliance that did not like me. So that set kind of a bad tone already. I was actually pretty cool initially with Acuthor, the guild leader of Firewater Syndicate, until some drama happened later on, and then we didn't get along after that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, to kind of get back to why, like, do you want to know like why I transferred off and all of that, or?
Yeah, well, first of all, if you
Mhm.
if you don't want to share, what happened
Oh
to
no.
you with the drama part, I mean, I understand that. Unless you want to share it, what happened to it? If
Well,
you,
it's a good cautionary tale of why not to run your fucking mouth, because holy shit did I pay the price, you
mm-hmm,
know? Because I made a big deal out of something way bigger than I should have, and I also I remember I took screenshots of it and I put it on my desktop, and then the people that were involved, I thought, you know what, nothing's ever gonna come of this, and I must have deleted them, you know?
mm-hmm,
And then when push came to shove, like, oh, you better show the screenshots of this, I didn't have them. I'm like,
mm-hmm,
wow, I really shouldn't have ran my mouth. And then, so that was bad.
mm-hmm,
And it continued like some bad blood. And the nail in the coffin was, though, at some point during this little dog and pony show, this carnival, I get like a level 1 that whispers me my name, my address, my wife's name,
mm-hmm,
and that they're gonna mail me a fucking bomb. I'm like,
mm-hmm,
what it scared the shit out of me, right?
mm-hmm,
Like, I was absolutely horrified. So I stopped playing for 3 weeks.
mm-hmm,
And when I come back, my guild's basically dead, and I wasn't even sure if I was gonna come back anyway.
mm-hmm,
So they knew the guild was gonna die anyway. So the guild was sort of dead. I wasn't playing much. I was constantly nervous, like logging in to WoW,
mm-hmm.
and I just was like, "Yeah, I need to transfer off." It was a pretty horrifying experience, but it's one of those things. Like, I'm pretty sure the people involved with the drama, one of them was the one that like sent me the threat, so that's why I'm like, it's better not to run your mouth. I learned from that. I should have not made a big deal out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy though. That things like that could happen in here.
Oh
Even
yeah,
though- yeah, even surprised the amount of people that capable of that kind of shit that could send you something like that. Even if
it was
it's
horrifying. It was absolutely horrifying, because the idea that my wife could pick up a box and like lose her hand or something was pretty scary,
well, that's a lose her life.
or lose her life, more
Yeah.
importantly. But ultimately, I talked to a lawyer. I talked to the FBI. The FBI basically told me, hey, we take all domestic terrorism threats seriously, but hundreds, thousands of death threats happen online all the time. There's not much we can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me to talk to a lawyer. I talked to a lawyer, and they're like, yeah, we could totally get this information from Blizzard and find out who it was and all that, but it's
Mhm.
going to cost you a pretty penny. And I thought, number one, I don't want to spend that kind of money. And number two, what if it was a 13-year-old kid? I don't want to ruin his life over doing something dumb like that,
Mm-hmm. That
So,
that can be like in the level of detail though, if they know
it
your
was fucked up.
addresses and your wife's name.
Well, I got
Uh,
quasi-doxxed. Like,
Mhm.
I was posting on some forums that were they were pay to join forums, and
Okay.
they posted some of my posts and information onto the Deviant Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And they sifted through all of my old posts, because I'd been posting at this place for over 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to piece together who I was and find pictures of me and stuff.
I
So,
see.
yeah, and I was really upset that they allowed them to post all of that stuff. And yeah, and a matter of fact, what really escalated the drama was that a group of people that were posting this information, I said, and this was wrong, I shouldn't have done it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not proud of it, but I said, it's funny that they're posting my personal information on here when I could do it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught a 1-week ban from the Discord for that because, it was like threatening to dox, even though they were literally letting them post. Like, I post from this semi-private forum on there, but that's old news. It doesn't matter anymore.
Was this in the old Discord or the new Discord?
This was in the old Discord, all of that stuff. And
okay.
I was banned from the new Discord because I had received a 1-week probation or ban or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I was only banned from the old one because I actually asked to be banned, kind of as a joke. I told Bacteria, just ban me.
Yeah.
But in the new one, when they were merging the two Discords, because they had like two rival Discords.
Yes.
Akiathor and these other guys associated with him definitely wanted me banned. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I was used as a political bargaining chip. Like, okay, we'll ban Commissar if you give us these things. And it was kind of hilarious because I saw screenshots of like these negotiations between the two Discords.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's so crazy.
It's funny now.
Yeah, also being a horde on the server. Mm-hmm. I don't have 2 accounts. I had at one point, but it's only like a month. I only leveled him to level 2, like a mage. Yeah, and I didn't. When I started posting my episodes and crap like that, maybe I should make another account to post the episode on the Alliance side.
Sure.
So I did that maybe like a couple of times, and then it seemed like it wasn't. It was different, like the whole. Excuse me. Just the whole element to it, just the whole thing, the whole world about it. It's just so different. Like I didn't feel like I should post things on the Alliance side. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave this alone and let my 1 month expire, and I'm not gonna activate it again.
Alliance are like, I don't know what it is, but they're very insular and they're very suspicious of everyone.
I didn't even get that vibe. It's more like me. Like I wasn't used to it. I was just like in the Yulin forest trying to level my human mage, and just like shit. I need to get back to my horde and play some more. So it wasn't the same for me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you like your faction, you like your faction. I prefer Alliance, but I've played Horde, a little bit. I played Horde on Deviant Delight a little bit as well. But yeah. I leveled a Warlock. I want to say it's up to level 30 or so.
Sweet.
Yeah, on Horde side, I was pretty impressed with the Horde community actually in general.
Yeah. How does that differ?
Oh, they were a lot more friendly. Little less. What's a good way to put it? They were like I said, they were like a lot less suspicious. Like it was a little odd. I didn't expect it because usually the side with the smaller factions, the one that's a little more suspicious of everyone, but not on Deviant Delight.
Well, that's cool. You got to level something here.
Yeah,
you had 2 accounts.
No, that's when I transferred off of the server. I leveled a lock to level 30 on Deviant Delight.
Oh, right, makes sense.
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I just have 1 account, and well, that's technically not true because I do have access to my wife's account, but I very seldom use it. I'll use it to trade myself conjured food and water because I did level a mage from 0 to 60 on Deviant Delight.
So despite that all that crap happened, you still kind of wanted to level in here and have the community side of it. And
now that it's all
what's that?
Oh, now that it's all calmed down, and I'm not like actively like no one really cares about me anymore,
Uh-huh.
that I can kind of level like a little alt in peace and have some fun.
Yeah. Oh, get your second chance, maybe.
I don't think there's a second chance for me, man. I used to troll really hard, and I upset some people really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's a second chance, but I've been relatively peaceful on my alts, and people generally don't bother me on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, that's good to hear, man. There's no grudge feeling or anything like that towards any other place out there anymore, or is there still that part of it?
I don't think people care anymore, which is good. I mean, it helps that I don't have like a guild that I'm running anymore or anything like that.
Well, were you a guild leader of
Yeah, I was guild leader of Doomhouse. So
House?
yeah, so what? Yeah, like I said, I was guild leader of Doomhouse when it was on Netherwind, when it was gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
I came over here. I tried out Vengeance of Elune for like a week, and I decided that was really not the place. So I decided to make my own little goofy guild called Doomhouse, and we never got big like we did on Netherwind. We raided ZG a little bit, had some fun, met some amazing people on Doomhouse, and that's probably my biggest regret is not keeping connections with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful people. Every single former member of Doomhouse. I call them my Doomlets, right? So yeah. Besides that, but guilds come and go. That's just the nature of the game.
For sure. Even for us, my first guild was Scarab. That's you probably knew about Scarab since that's one of the original guild that was created back like last year.
Sure.
And something happened, just it crapped out because of Momo Man, and
oh yeah, Grats Momo, the meme.
Yeah, exactly. And the part of that is just like him managing everything, loot, loot council, and spreadsheets or whatever documentations that they use. I think he manages all of that crap. So I think to a point that he got burnt and started to become more angry and crap like that. People started to notice, so that they're like, fuck it, let's leave and fucking make another guild.
Since I'm presented with this unique opportunity, I'd like to say something now that I thought about it.
Yeah.
And sure. I would like to really apologize to anyone I trolled or took jokes a little too far with. I'd like to definitely apologize for that comment I made, like, oh, I could totally use information against you I did on the Discord. That was not okay, and as an adult, I definitely shouldn't act that way. So, since there's, there might be a few people listening to this, if I've affected you, if I was an asshole to you, I'm genuinely sorry. I shouldn't have done that. As like I said, as a grown adult, I should have better behavior. Sorry, but thank you.
Yeah, that's good to know. That's awesome to hear. It's one of those things that a lot of people just most people just want to play this game and
of course
not want to give a shit about that kind of crap, right, or whatever. But yeah, at the same time, we just kind of do what we do best to play this game, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, and almost everyone I've encountered on Deviant Delight, I'm certain they're good people in the real world.
Oh yeah, yeah, the people that I've interviewed with, they're willing to talk to me. That says something. I mean, unless they're just looking for some type of attention, but I don't. Maybe there's only one person that I have that conversation with, but otherwise, 99.9% of the people that I interviewed, they're just willing, then pretty very friendly.
You had a guest I kind of bullied a bit, actually, and he'd been on your show twice, old Doomscream. And I used to gank him out in Winter Spring quite a bit, and we had some pretty nasty beef. And Doomscream, if you're listening, I just want to let you know, the only reason I was ganking you all the time is I just wanted to see you fight back. And eventually he did start fighting back, and I was so proud of him.
Right,
he'd fight back, and I once he fought back, I'm like, you know what? My work here is done. He's standing up for himself.
Oh, sure.
Because, he would sit there and farm firewaters all day, every day. That was like his thing, right?
Yeah.
I made the poor guy's life a living hell.
Yeah. Not only you, though. There's a few people that did that too.
Yeah, there were a few people that would attack him on sight. No,
Sorry,
Doomscream.
Yes, I think it has something to do with, the whole firewater buff or potion. So a lot of people need that, and I think
a lot of people need it, and it goes for a lot. I mean, not as much anymore because it's phase 6, but
no, that's probably why he stopped farming them.
Yeah,
no, I haven't seen him online for a while either.
No, oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, unless he's leveling another character or something like that.
No, I think he's genuinely a good person. I definitely trolled him a little too hard and pushed his buttons a little too much. He told me, he finally found someone in his life that makes him happy, and I'm very happy for him.
Oh yeah, man. He's the last time I talked to him, he's engaged.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I didn't want to give out too many details because I didn't know.
No shit. Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the interview, he was fucking happy about it, and I was just like, yeah, I'm engaged. I'm like, I didn't know that, dude. Rats.
I know, that's amazing. I'm super happy for the guy. I'm generally happy when I find out that people are having good things coming their way on this server, because there's some great people. Like you interviewed Tiny Traveler. He's an amazing guy. I mean,
he's awesome. Yeah, the one of those things that I like, talking to Alliance side is the people that, like, I don't know anything. Even interviewing a handful of you guys now, you guys still don't know a lot what's going on, because we're separated.
Sure.
The only thing that we can do is communicate through Discord or like Hermes or something like that, but that shit is broken. So it's not broken, but just you gotta figure out, get used to, I guess.
Yeah, there's some absolutely amazing people on Alliance, and there's some amazing people on Horde. I remember the short time I was leveling up on Horde, bugging Gurky every so often. I'm like, oh, he's just the sweetest guy ever, isn't he?
Gurky is the one who RPs, right? Does he RP a lot?
I don't know. I do know that he hung out in Ironforge all the time, and he would res and attack people, and he would spam, kill Gurky.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Bacteria. Bacteria is a cool dude, but it wasn't Bacteria. It was
Beeswax.
Dominatrix.
Dominatrix. Cool, okay.
She's super cool, and she actually has a little alt in Doomhouse that she plays still. It's funny.
Cool. Your guild still exists in Defeat Delight?
It still exists. It's basically dead. There's like 4 people that ever play in it. It doesn't raid. It doesn't do anything anymore,
I see. Now I'm gonna have to add the character that you play there, and plus I can do a slash.
Sure, anytime.
Yep. So that's my rule right there. I introduce you as a character in.
Oh, you want my character name and right now? The one that's playing?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be now, but you can send me a message on the.
Sure, that's fine. I don't mind. It's Faustinius is his name, and I can spell it for you a little later.
Okay.
But yeah, he's just a little. That's one of my alts, but that's the one I've been playing the most. He's a little dwarf priest.
All right.
I have no secrets.
That's good to know. Yeah, it's pretty amazing that I, I didn't even think about like what people might kind of message me through Discord, because remember that situation what I told you about when you added me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh yeah, how
Oh
may I
yeah,
help
you
you?
thought I
And
was
yeah,
someone screwing with you,
yeah,
right?
yeah, because my friend keeps doing that to me. Like occasionally, he would just mess around and just that's what friends supposed to do. Is supposed to fucking troll you once in a
Sure.
while and just uh you know suspect the unsuspected crap
It,
that they would do.
yeah, I thought, oh man, my reputation is really bad. This guy knows about me. Crap.
That's funny. And I was just like, oh shit, you signed up. It's like, that looks familiar. Pepper. What the fuck?
That's why I added you initially.
Yeah.
But I'm like, maybe if I fill it out formally, he'll want to chat with me. And I want to say it was Dominatrix, because that's her alliance is Dominatrix. I think was the one who told me I should talk to you. She's like, you're super cool. She said all of her purge boys are cool. Her work. So
Yeah. There's most of us are. That's why I'm still here. I can get by on what I want to say in the guild, even if it's something that's fucked up, that not tolerable to most guilds out there. To some guilds maybe, but they just kind of ignore me, and I'm just like, whoa, they're not mad. There's gonna be a point where, some officer's gonna tell me to not to shut up or something like that. Then I'd completely abide that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh shit, it's over the line, I guess. But
the line blurs over time, right?
yeah, for sure, yeah. But no, it hasn't been. I've been kind of expecting that in a while, but maybe if they hear this, to just kind of troll me or something like that, and they might say something, but
Well, they knew
otherwise.
you were just trolling when you said the guild leader doesn't do anything, because
Oh yeah. I mean, shit. He even him knows that. He even like jokes himself
yeah.
that kind of shit before, yeah. So
Well, I'm glad you have such a good relationship with your guild. That's probably one of the things I've enjoyed since I transferred off is there's been no toxicity on my new server. I don't have any old baggage with me because I name changed and I transferred off, and I found a new guild that we run Nax, and they've just been absolutely amazing, and I love them to death.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of that stuff that happened back in vanilla, where I didn't really think about it until Classic was coming out. I watching this one video. It was just like they were trying to explain the top 10 why vanilla was awesome or something like that.
Sure.
And one of them, some guy just listed out a bunch of them, and then that number 10th, that was the really that kind of hit me, that realization hit me. And explains like 10 is it's all about the community,
right?
And I was just like, what's that? It's like they explained how you would see your people, you would see like this in person, even if it's a different guild, for like a week later or like a day later, you would see them again, and you wave at each other and you make friends and crap like that. I'm like, that happened a lot in vanilla,
It's true, and sometimes you make the weirdest little relationships. Like there's one person you'll run into and you always wave at them because that's what you've always done. They always wave back, and you never talk to them, but that's your relationship with them. Oh, it's like, oh, that's Billy. I have to wave at them, or sometimes you get to know people cross faction, and that Chili Dog over there, he won't gank me, but if I run into that motherfucker Beeswax, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, exactly. Even that type of interaction with the opposite faction, some people like it.
Oh, it's great.
It makes them like, some people makes them like special if they get ganked by infamous rogues, and they feel so special. Oh shit, I feel like I won the lottery because he ganked me or something.
No, I know. Like, I remember the first time I ever got killed by Beeswax, I'm like, oh, it's Wow, you chose me. What an honor. Thank you.
Yeah, so crazy.
Uh,
And so right now you're playing most in the server that you transferred to. You back.
Mostly, although I am playing my couple alliance alts quite a bit, and I'm
Mhm.
still because I still have connections on Deviant to Light, and there's still some people I like chatting to, and it's a lot easier to chat with them when you're on the same server and you can talk about the same bullshit, you know.
For
So
sure, yeah. What the difference now? What's the difference now? Like in your new server, you said you transferred back to Netherwind.
no, so I unless you desperately want to know, I kind of don't want to mention the server name because of the bomb threat
You don't.
thing.
Yeah, you don't
You
have
know?
to, man. If you don't like, I
Okay,
can. Yeah, I
but
can
just
cut.
to give you,
Yeah,
mhm.
go ahead.
But it's about 50. It's the population's about 1,000 more than Deviant Delight, so it's still like medium pop. It's not gigantic, right?
I see. I see.
Um, so it feels a lot like Deviant Delight. Basically, most of the extra population is just on the Horde side on the
Sure.
new server I went to. So
How's
the
the com-
community feels a lot like it. Sorry, go on.
How's the? Yeah, I was gonna ask that. How's the community?
Yeah, it is small and friendly. The difference is, it's horde heavy instead of alliance heavy. But
Okay.
since it's not roleplay server, like people are definitely like less literate. I'm sure you've noticed on RP servers, people type a lot better. People will like use full sentences and punctuation and stuff.
Oh, I
And there's
didn't think about that part. Huh.
it's true, yeah.
Interesting.
They have better grammar and stuff.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's like an interesting difference, right? And
Hmm.
also, people are like a little slightly less friendly when you just walk up to them and start typing and say,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it's an RP server, it's kind of expected that people will do that from time to time. But on a non RP server, if you want someone's attention, you generally have to whisper them.
Hmm.
And people don't respond to random emotes as much and
Oh,
stuff like that.
that's crazy. It's total different attitude.
Yeah, it is a little different. I'm not going to say it's better or worse, although I've mostly played on RP PvP servers in my WoW experience, and I've preferred it. So it does kind of suck not playing on one anymore.
Mhm.
Even though I'm not like a hardcore RPer, I do like kind of enjoy those people. I think they add like another dimension to the WoW
Mhm.
experience.
Mhm. That's another part of that realization thing that I was talking about, the RP
Mm-hmm.
side. I have never RP'd when I was in a full RP server back in vanilla. I used to play in Argent Dawn, and that's a full RP.
Right.
And I never thought about the RP side of it. I thought it was just, I didn't have a knowledge on it back then, so I didn't know what to think about it. I didn't even think it was a thing back then.
Sure.
Our role playing RP is just like a word to me. It was just like something that it exists out there, not even like thinking about the in depth into it, But
Yeah.
knowing what it is now, what it was when I started here, I'm just like, this is so crazy. The same thing, I think, it has something to do with the similarities when people used to raid back then. Doing their 40 man, doing their 20 man. People weren't prepared back then. Like, they don't know about world buffs. They don't know about BIS weapons, BIS armors and crap like that you need, before running into raids or dungeons and crap like that, or listing the stuff that you want for your best items. Nothing like that happened. It was just like Blizzard. It was just like this game. They lay it out and have fun, figure it out, right? So that was the whole deal about that. So that's the same thing with the RP side. It was just like, I think there's only a few people that did RP, and even if it's an RP, it's more like a like an active RP, like an in time RP. What is that word I'm looking for? That it's right there, the RP right there, like on the spot.
Like organic,
something like that. Yeah.
like
Now,
spontaneous.
it's, yeah, something like that, and
Mhm.
now it's more of an event rather
Right,
than. And I mean, there's a few like that happens a few times in here,
right.
but most of them you'd see them on Discord. You have the schedule. They have. Speaking of, one of them is the cave rave that's happening
Yeah, that's neat.
tomorrow. So it's one of those things that happens like every fucking month,
Right.
and it's just like, holy shit, that people are still showing up to this. This is crazy.
I went to the rave where it was underground in the Karzan Crypts. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you remember that one.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there, but I do remember that people taking pictures. Tiny Travel even created like some sort of music video on it or something like that.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I went on my Horde Warlock for that one. That was pretty cool. And like that's what I kind of meant by the Horde side being a little more inclusive because they went out of their way to like invite me
Mm-hmm.
to the rave, whereas Alliance that wasn't gonna happen.
Maybe because they don't know you in Horde side.
Yeah, not as
No.
many knew me for
Mm-hmm.
sure, and also the role players are a lot more interested in getting people involved on Horde side. Is the vibe I got.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Alliance role players were kind of like we have our little group and we're not really interested in expanding it anytime soon. That's the vibe I got.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's why I thought I was pretty impressed courtside.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, um, this has been pretty cool. This I always like engaging into conversations, especially one to one.
Yeah,
It's
no,
my
I've been very glad to be on. I hope I didn't bog it down with too much silly drama. It's like I said, at this point it's mostly ancient history anyway. No one cares about it. But
yeah, nah, yeah. People are gonna like it. That's the thing about the uh, some of the listeners now. They're kind of they like the fact that I have different type of people in here.
mm-hmm.
Some people don't even like the fact that I had Civet in here,
Oh,
and
because he purges.
because he purchased, yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the thing about that. It was just like, I wish that he talked more, though. I thought that I didn't do a pretty good job on engaging him into talking to me. It was just like here and there, back and forth. And I was trying to, just create this whole scenario of
like a
conversation that
tough
he,
nut to crack. Because I
yeah.
listened to most of that. I didn't get to hear all of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I listened to most of it, and it sounded like he wanted to give you one-word answers and non-open questions and stuff with him. It seemed really tough to kind of get anywhere with him.
Yeah, that's probably just his character. Maybe he's just playing his own
Oh yeah, and I'm not
bad
putting the guy down
character,
or anything.
But whatever. At least I got him on, and that's more of it than. And I don't have particular selection of people that I want. I
Sure.
just I don't have. I used to have just. I mean, if you sign up, of course, you'll get in. That's more of a thing for me, that you show interest on being on. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh shit, they actually sign up. All right,
Right.
let's contact these people. But if I'm just running around and I look and I look and I look, and if I see somebody consistently, doing the same thing that I see most of the time, that I see on, like, maybe on the Discord, or maybe on looking for a group, I would be like, oh, maybe I should interview him. Like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
what will we talk about? Be like, oh no, maybe I should wait. And then there's some in there that I just like I would just like decide right then, even if I barely know the person. I was just like, oh hey, do you want to be on? It's like, oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe I'll let you know. It's like, all right, just let me know.
Yeah.
I'll bother you again next time. If you said no the next again, and I'll be like, I'll quit bothering you. I'll get the
Yeah. Yeah.
message. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, it's really cool to have the Daily Deviant, which obviously Bacteria, Dominatrix, and a couple other writers work for. And there was what was it, Keldrix?
Keldrick. Yeah, the pirate radio.
Yeah, pirate radio. That was cool too. When he doesn't do it anymore, right?
I think he's lost, man. Somebody kidnapped him.
Oh no, poor guy.
Yeah. So hopefully somebody finds him and
Come back, Keldrick. We miss you.
definitely. Well, man, it's almost like it's actually past hour here.
Yeah, it's about 1 hour even.
Yeah. But
So,
I'm gonna
it's
yeah,
been great.
I'm gonna finish my beer and probably go to bed after that. And yeah, this has been pretty cool, man. Thank you for being here. Do you have any shout out? Do you have anything else to say? Message before we?
Shout out to all the little Doomlets out there, people that used to be in Doomhouse. You made WoW a wonderful experience, and like I said, sorry to anyone that I've mistreated. I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and it's been an honor and a privilege to be on your podcast here. So, and I hope you have a great night. All right.
For sure, man. Yeah, you too. So yeah, man. Have a good night.
Catch you later.